These days I have been feeling so incredibly lonely and it's not even funny anymore. um so just to start off, I don't really have many friends. Ever since I started my growth process this year, since January, more like since December 2023, well, I've been growing a lot and I have grown a lot. But it's been a very lonely path, and I find myself being more lonely and more lonely and more lonely, like at every moment. And I've tried to almost sweep it under the rug and not think about it and ignore it and try to be content with just being by myself. But I feel like I need friends. Right now I have basically just my best friend, and she doesn't even live in my country. She lives in the States, and for me to travel to see her, I need to get a whole visa, and it's so expensive, and it's a very long process, like 2 or 3 year process, sort of. So I'm in no position to go see her right now. Basically, I just have to wait for her to come. And it's just so frustrating because I also feel like in my city, I feel so stuck. I feel like I don't know any people that are trying to do something similar to me, in the sense of ambition wise and sort of mindset wise too. It's really really hard for me to come across people that have similar values to me, even relatively. I feel like one of the sides of being ahead of people your age is that you don't really find anyone to mingle with and talk to, and that's living sort of similar experiences, and it's so hard because sometimes you just need some guidance, sometimes you just need someone who's going through something similar in order for you guys to come out together, how do you say it, to sort of get ahead together, you're going through something similar, and then you just help each other with insights and stuff, and then you just move on together, and it's easier. The saying in Spanish that goes dos cabezas piensan más que una, two heads think more than just one. So it's just so frustrating to me, and I don't really know how to expand my network, and I know I'm being sort of petty to some extent, and I'm limiting myself into thinking that I cannot get anyone. But I just cannot help feeling this way. Where do I ever go to? How do you meet people ever? I feel like I've tried many things, and maybe I'm just not content with the city, and I constantly feel that way, constantly. I recently, for this semester, we're ending the semester, but I moved I transferred to a different university, and I used to be in the most prestigious, most expensive university in my city, and now I'm not anymore. And it's just being in the more expensive university. I didn't necessarily transfer because of money. It was more I didn't really like the curriculum of my career in that university, but it did make me feel more of that abundance, and the campus was so much better, and it was so much more beautiful, and they had more resources altogether. um it wasn't crazy rich or anything, to be honest, but it was better than the one I'm at least infrastructure wise. And I really like architecture, you know, like I like my buildings to be big and beautiful and properly decorated, you know, but I guess it's just not a priority anymore. But anyway, at that university I felt like I could network more with people that were like, you know, higher socioeconomic status, like not necessarily in because I think rich people are better than anyone just because of the money mindset. You know, I come from like a lower middle class family, so I am really trying to get ahead, and I'm not gonna do so by staying with people with the same mindset and the same scarcity mindset. Like, I can recognize something when it's true, and I know that my like original social class, like I'm not saying here, I do not like it, and I do not like the mindset, so I need to move on to something more, and that's just what I want to do. And one of my biggest goals, like, and I felt like at that university I could network more, but it was never really the case. Like, I did meet some people with like sort of money, but at this university it's like so much worse. Like, people are so mediocre, and like they are not ambitious, and like I don't see anyone. I have not seen a single person in my whole semester that sort of interests me friendship wise. And I think I have a pretty good eye for friendships. I know what I like, I know what I don't like. I like to keep my academic stuff and my personal life sort of separate, and that was what had worked for me in the past. But for uni, like, bro, if I'm gonna be with you in like a group project, you need to be good, you know, because I'm also good. So I don't know, it was just very frustrating because I didn't feel like I was getting somewhere before at the other university, but now it's like even worse, and I'm feeling very hopeless and very lonely. And um, I'm not friends with people I knew from high school anymore, really. So yeah, it's kind of kind of hard. And aside from uni, I don't know any other ways to get to know people in my city, and get to know people with like similar mindset. As I said, is kind of proving difficult, and I feel like I'm really limiting myself again. I'm really limiting myself out here. Like, I feel like if I wanted to, like, I could make some friends that are sort of have like similar aspirations, like especially business wise, because like I need friendships that sort of push me, like make me push myself harder. That's the correct way to go go around it. I was like, I think it was like an Alex Hormozy video that I was watching, and he was saying like, it was like a real thingy, and it said like, friendships based on business are better than friendships who differ in business, something like that. I don't quite remember exactly the quote, but it was really like, I was like, if you guys have similar business goals, like, it's more likely that the friendship is gonna work rather than if you, like, the friendship is like has different financial goals and stuff. And I feel like this is very sort of like somehow related to the alpha male sort of thing, but I do think I want more business based friendships, and that's just the fact for me. And but I don't know, and I don't know if I'm doing enough, and I don't know where to find people who are doing something similar to me, and I don't know if I want to switch careers, and I don't know if I want to switch universities, and I am being kind of miserable, and maybe all of this dilemma is just going on because I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night. That may be the reason of this whole thing, but I do feel like I'm going crazy. Like, on the weekends I have nowhere to go out,
I really don't want to spend money like going out, because I do know I can go out by myself, but I don't really want to spend my money on that. Like, I almost feel like I spend all my money on like clothes or like shoes or oh, not really makeup anymore. I already bought a lot of makeup in the first part of the year, but um I sort of, I know I could go out alone, but sometimes I just don't want to spend that money. That's the dilemma, like, bro, like, take one or the other. Like, I'm being impossible with myself too. Like, girl, ni lo uno ni lo otro. Like, be so fucking for real. Like, this is ridiculous. I think I should seriously, like, I'm becoming very miserable and I need to do something about it, because like things won't just, la cosa no me van a caer del cielo, you know, like things aren't just gonna happen magically for, you know, that's not gonna happen. Like, I need to make things happen, and I think I'll have to invest more of my time, money, and effort into creating and building new friendships. And if that doesn't work in my city, I think I'll have to just either move or like, or become more friends with my online friends and like have long distance friendships and go out with just myself here. Or yeah, anyways, Namjoon song, I'm fucking lonely. 나 혼자 소매. So fucking lonely. Somebody call me. I think that's how it goes. I'm not sure. 그녀져 있어. 싫어. 이 호텔 룸. 나 혼자 또 있어. 아씨. Bueno. Okay. Bro, sometimes I just forget I'm Latin, like Latina. Like, when I'm talking in English, I feel like it definitely comes out. Not in the accent necessarily or the pronunciation, not necessarily. More like in the sayings. I'm living with my grandma. Like, don't expect me to not have some good sayings in Spanish. Like, pero bueno. 여기 나가야지 진짜. 가고 싶어. I want to leave this country. I want to leave. I want to leave so bad. 나 자신 있어. I'm confident that I could make a good friend. I'm confident. Like, I love people a lot. I love people a lot, and I'm very genuine, and I'm not judgy. And bro, I'm a very good friend to my friends. But sometimes, 몰라. I don't know. Je sais pas. Coucou mes amis. Como es que? Bye bye. I think this is gonna be it, because I think I'm going crazy and I need to do some assignments and I need to go to sleep. So bye bye.